Coach Q here, back with Talking Talent. I'm here with an exceptional parent talent.
Thank you for having me here. I'm father of Grandmaster Abhimanyu Mishra. He started at the age of 2.5, 3, and then from that point onwards, he holds all the national and international records, starting with youngest ever expert in US history at the age of 7, youngest ever master in US chess history at the age of 9, and then 2 international records, youngest ever international master in the world and youngest ever Grandmaster in the world at the age of 10 and 12.
Wow,
And
10 and 12. You must be proud.
Yeah, I'm very proud.
As his dad.
Yeah,
Wait.
he worked really hard for all this, and I'm really proud about that.
Tell everybody your fantastic name.
I'm Hemant.
Hemant, all right, Hemant. So, you guys have been working on this for years then.
Yeah.
How long has it taken to get to the Grandmaster level? And yeah, we'll talk about what after.
Sure. So he started playing USCF tournament at the age of 5, and then in a span of two year and few months, he got to USCF 2000 rating and he became expert.
Oh my gosh.
And then it has been a constant journey from that point onward to master to IM to GM, and now he is pushing to become youngest ever super grandmaster,
Wow.
which is top 40 in the world.
Right, right. And yeah, there's very few players over 2,700.
Yes.
That's his next goal?
Yes.
Wow. And did you play?
I'm like a 1400 rated player, but I don't have an account. I used to play in India earlier.
Oh, okay. And you did you teach him originally or?
Yes, we started when he was 2.5, and then from 2.5 to 4.5, I was his primary teacher. Even now, I work with him for 20 hours a week because he's so young. So working on the engine aspect, with lot much AI is involved now.
Yeah.
It's like a war at that level. So all that other aspects I cover, opening preparation and all. And in general, it's more of a support.
Right, right. And I mean, along with that, it's kind of interesting to me. Do you guys have like a really strong computer that you do these calculations on, or?
Yes, I got a very strong, powerful server configured at home, and which is like a 64-core machine and 4 graphic card. So that all is the need of modern day chess. So that is needed.
64 cores?
Yes.
And 4 graphics cards?
Yes. I mean, this is like a $10,000 server which I configure at home, and every possible engine, whatever is there, and then playing with that. So much, and I don't want him to spend time on that aspect because there is so much anyway to explore in chess. So I take that pain.
Wait, so you're one of his seconds?
Yeah, for all practical
That's
purposes.
fantastic. Do you enjoy that kind of work?
Yes, because because of his age, he got the good exposure, and I believe that with some more support, he can make it to the top of. His ultimate goal is to become a world champion, and his path. I mean, the kind of progress he showed in the last 8 years, 7 years is really phenomenal.
Wow.
So I just another 5 years, if things go as planned, I think we should see him at the top, hopefully.
When did you know that was possible?
I mean, we started, it all started when he was like 2.5, and I saw many of the kids of that age, they spend a lot of time on iPad, phone, and that was, I mean, I never wanted my kids to be involved with that because it's not good for health also. And that's why the plan was to develop some parallel hobby. And it's not that he picked up immediately. It took about 2 years for him to start playing. I used to work with him on an hourly, for 1 hour or so after coming back from office. And things picked up slowly, but then after he started playing tournaments, things really worked in a big way. And then he got good support from his coaches. So from the very early age, he started working with Grandmaster Arun and Grandmaster Magesh, and everything worked from there.
Wow. But you didn't know he was going to be this good, right? When was the moment that you knew he was going to become Grandmaster and above?
No, I mean that from the very beginning he knew that. I mean there was an article in US Chess, I think 2015 or so, when he was like 6.5, 7-year-old. At that time he was in the range of becoming an expert, some 1800 USCF.
Wow.
And there was an interview where he openly mentioned that he wants to become the youngest grandmaster in the world, and he was working from the very early age on that target.
Did you know how special that was at that time?
Yes, I mean it's a great game, and if you can get to being a grandmaster itself is a big thing, but then if you can become youngest, there was a reason why this record by Karyakan was there for 19 years. Many players attempted that, and Gukesh was very close. He missed it by 15 days.
Yeah.
So the kind of chase basically they were in, they inspired us to try the same thing, and things worked out for him, and he managed to beat that by 2.5 months.
Wow. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And how does that make you feel as a father?
No, it's great. I mean, more than record, somebody else will break that record down the line. But taking that challenge, and it was a very difficult time for the family, because he became youngest I am at the age of 10 year, 9 month. And then he had full 22 months to break that record.
Wow.
And from nowhere, COVID came into picture.
Oh.
And there was no tournament for 8 months. So 8 full months were wasted. There was no tournament at all. So it was painful, and then he was working very hard on his skills. We planned it that way. Basically, he did 2 grades in 1 year, 5th and 6th grade, and then that last year he took complete off from school, and he was working like 10-12 hours a day and covering all the grounds.
So looking back, is that a little bit of an opportunity that happened with COVID, or was it still just painful thinking about?
No, it was painful, because he did not get, generally from IM to GM, at least people take 25-30 tournaments, and he did not have that luxury. So for 7-8 months, no tournament, and luckily, I'm very thankful to Charlotte Chess Center.
Mm-hmm.
In that difficult time also, they conducted those GM norm events. So once in 3 months, 4 months, there was an event, and I used to drive from Jersey to Charlotte like 600 miles each way, because we were avoiding flights. Things were really difficult at the time.
Wow.
And that he kept working on his skills, and then I told him that anywhere in the world, if there is a tournament, we'll go. Luckily, Hungary, there were some tournaments, so we planned some events in Hungary and Serbia.
Wow.
And he played non-stop for 77 days. We were there, and he got his 3 norms, he got 100 rating points, and he became the youngest ever Grandmaster.
Wow, congrats on that again.
Thank you.
But that must take a major sacrifice by you, I mean, especially financially. I mean, how much, can you even estimate how much that would cost? Has cost?
I mean, yeah, we are heavily invested in terms of, it's definitely $300,000 plus, maybe more even. It, for all practical purposes, it's like parallel mortgage going on for the last 8 years. So, because we never compromised on the training part, even from when he was 6-year-old. Whenever there is an option, and if a Grandmaster coach is available, I always went with that, because there is, in my opinion, timing is everything. So there is no point getting trained with some inferior coaches, and then, because you inherit those problems also down the line.
Right. But you know how hard it is to become world champion, right?
Yes, it's really difficult, and it's not just chess. To get to that level, I strongly, because he came up with his own autobiography also, which is available in New in Chess. And generally the chess books, maybe I can add more details there, because generally the chess books is all about chess player telling how good they are, how special they are, and here are my top moves, here is my preparation. But his autobiography is very different in that aspect. He mentioned about the pain and the struggle.
What's this again?
His own autobiography. So he is the youngest ever chess author also.
Wow, he has his own autobiography already.
Yes.
Wow, so I didn't realize that for a second.
So he has that.
Wow, that's incredible.
And in that autobiography, he clearly mentioned about it's not about the talent or everything. It's all about how much effort you put
Yeah.
and identifying what it takes to. Each level has their own requirement, like to become an expert. And
Yeah.
from expert to master, there are many players who don't become master and they're stuck at expert level
Yeah.
because the skill set needed is different. So identifying each and every level requirement and working on that and then delivering it.
Right.
So
Right.
he mentioned about the struggle. I mean, there were cases where even after he became youngest ever international master at the age of 10, there was a period where for 4 full tournaments, 36 games, he could not win one game because he was playing against strong grandmasters.
Right,
And mostly
right.
he was losing or drawing the game. And this is all struggle. And he openly admitted that some weaknesses were there in the play, and he kept improving on that.
Yeah.
And when things started working, in a span of 2.5, 3 months, from 2408, he got 25-20 in just 3 months.
Wow.
Got 3 norms, gained about 120 points, and
Almost like a dam breaking.
yeah, and that too with K factor 10. I mean, yeah, there is another important thing is about
Right.
K factor. So many players are getting big jumps with K factor 40 and 20.
Yeah.
He got everything with K factor 10. So
Wow.
it's like every tournament gaining 25 points with K factor 10. So he was like 8 out of 9.
Yeah,
Performance rating.
just for the audience, that's the volatility of the rating. So with a higher K factor, your rating can go up or down much faster.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said you spent all this money out of your own pocket, like a second mortgage. Why do you think the support is not there, especially in American chess?
I mean, I'm trying to find the answer for that, but maybe I think here things are somewhat different, and maybe a PR agency is needed. We need to represent ourselves in a better way.
Mhm.
But just because the expenses are too high, I don't want to spend money hiring a PR agency and do that.
Right.
And especially at this level, all his coaches already mentioned that better to go with the higher, because he has gone past rating of his coaches.
Yeah.
So they clearly mentioned that go with some super GMs and all that. So he's getting trained with very strong grandmasters, and of course everybody charge very heavily there. So
Yeah. And you mentioned something about corporate sponsorship in America. You want to say a little bit about that?
sure. Unfortunately, I mean, there is so many companies here, and the amount needed to support chess players, I'm sure that it's not that big amount, whatever is needed. But
Yeah.
for some reason, chess is not popular in corporate. I really don't understand why. But many smaller countries are doing much better job than America, especially in any other country. If you are IM or GM by the age of 15, everything is completely sponsored. But here that is not the case. Despite he having all the records, still there is not even a single corporate involvement with him. KCF, Kasparov Chess Foundation, is helping.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, if we compare it with what players of other countries are getting, it's nothing actually. It's still we are paying from our pocket, and expenses are exponential. So
Right.
I just hope that we survive till we reach that point.
Right. And so what are other players like in Europe getting as far as corporate sponsorships?
I mean, recently Arjun Erigesi, he is a 19-year-old grandmaster.
Mhm.
He got a $1.5 million deal
Wow.
for 5 years, and the requirement is that $300,000 per year, and the requirement is that you work and try to become world champion.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, the way it came out is that it's a open-ended support. They understand that at that level things are not going to, it cannot be result-oriented. It takes its own time. So it's a 5-year deal which he came up with. This is one of the highest which Indian players got. But even otherwise, almost every IM or GM in India, everybody is everything is sponsored there.
Wow.
And not just in India, almost much smaller countries are doing much better job.
Wow. So if sponsors are interested in a nonprofit like 1000 GM, I mean, what would you say to them to get them to support a student like your son?
No, I mean, the first thing is, the moment I got to know about 1000 GM, I was very excited, because I just wish that this kind of a organization was there when Abhi was chasing his norm. But in general, this is a very good sign for US chess, and I wanted to support that in this whatever small possible way I can. So I always wanted to come here and play. Unfortunately, there were always some conflicting tournament. He was playing somewhere in Europe and all that. This time there was an option, so I thought, why not come and support that? This will be a game changer for sure. And another 5 years down the line, I do see another 50 grandmasters coming just because of this initiative.
Wow, that's amazing. And what does 1000 GM need to work on expanding to reach and to give the support that, say, your son, Abhimanyu Mishra, needs?
I mean, if we can get some support on the training aspect, basically whatever the open-ended expenses, whatever are there,
Yeah.
if we can, he's very ambitious, and the world record to become the youngest ever super grandmaster is 15 years 9 months. He still has about close to 2 years to break that record. He's 25-50 FIDE, and he's working really hard to get there. So any kind of support, we came up with our own LLC also. He came up with his own autobiography, and now he created his own LLC also, Excel Life LLC.
Wow.
And now if any corporate involvement, if some company is ready to support, he can do some kind of a support activity also, where he can play with the employees of that company, come on a podcast or something.
Speeches,
like that. Yes.
motivational things. That's amazing. Oh, say the LLC one more time so that the audience can hear it.
Excel Life LLC.
Excel Life LLC. That's fantastic. And how old is he now?
He turned 14 recently.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Are you really proud about all these things?
I'm really proud. I just wish that the number of hours he spent on this game. In general, more than world champion, becoming a world champion or becoming a grandmaster record, I strongly believe that it's a royal game, and no matter what they do in their life, it will help. This experience will help.
Yeah.
Beating a 2650 rated GM who has been playing chess for last 20 years and is pretty strong, probably the highest rated of his country. Sitting there playing for 7 hours, it will make you strong in all respect.
Yeah.
So no matter what he will do in his life, it is going to help. That's what I believe. As a father, as a parent, I just want that all the hard work, whatever he has put, he get the required results out of that, and I'm more than happy. I'm just there to support him, whatever he do.
Yeah, and be his second.
Yeah, as long as, because I lost the game when he was 6 earlier, and then from that point onwards, I never could win a single game. I'm happy. This is the best feeling of a father. So I'm really happy with that.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And any last words that you would like to say about 1000 GM?
No, 1000 GM is a great initiative, and I'm sure that this is going to help US chess in a big way.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that this is just the beginning. More and more people will come forward, and then more corporate involvement will take many more GMs from USA. In general, it's a great country and a lot of strong chess players. But yeah, one more thing I would like to add is that somehow there is a cultural issue which I feel here. Chess is more of a tool. That's what I observed in the last 8 years. Chess is more of a tool to get into Ivy League, and players, parents, I understand, but if the whole infrastructure is like that, right? The scholarships, whatever are there, everything is tied to college tuition fee. And why is that so? I really don't understand. Why can't? There are. Maybe I can share some stories. There are funny stories.
Sure. Yeah.
So, considering the exponential expenses, I was applying in every single possible scholarship, chess-related scholarships. No matter how low the amount was, like $400 also, $500 also, and he was not getting any of that. And when I asked why he's not getting that, I was told that somebody is getting that who is 500 USCF rating lower than him, but he cannot get that because he's just 7-year-old. His rating is 2000. We are giving it to 1500 because this money can be used for college also. So you come to us after 10 years and then we will be happy to give you the scholarship.
Oh
My
God.
question was, what should I do for the next 10 years? So I applied in almost everything. Last 2 years he has been getting Samford Fellowship. So
Right.
thank you so much thanks Samford Fellowship for the support. But that also is kind of diluted. Now he has been getting some support. So considering the expenses, there is still no match of the support coming in. And
Yeah.
we just hope that things improve on that front down the line.
And I hope for your sake, because you put in a lot, I can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And good luck to Abhimanyu Mishra
Thank you.
and getting that world championship title.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
hope he makes it.
Yeah, I just wish that, after Bobby Fischer, it would be really great for some American to get it back.
Yeah.
So, but it's a long journey, and it's not just, there are many factors involved. So, chess is just one part to get to that. After 2700, it's a different ball game.
Psychology too.
Yes. So, I just want him to put his 100% efforts and hope for the best.